So what is salary? The section 221 discusses about salary. It is defined there. Precisely, it starts with again all remuneration, which is payable as per the contract of employment. It goes like that only. Precisely, it is basic, right? So basic and DNS allowance, yes, it is included. Apart from these two components, I have also mentioned four other components: city compensatory allowance, layoff compensation, retaining allowance, special allowance. So these components are not specifically mentioned in the definition, but yet these are to be considered as wages for the purposes of payment of bonus, right? This is because by way of operation of other sections, right? So whether layoff compensation is, whether it is to be considered as wages or not. Yes, it is mentioned, but it is not mentioned in the section definition. It is there in different section, or it will be out of some of the judgments given by the appropriate courts, right? So in short, again, the basic DNS allowance as per definition automatically that will get included. Apart from these two components, the city compensatory allowance, layoff compensation, retaining allowance, special. When we say retaining allowance, normally for seasonal industries, right? So they used to pay retaining allowance because they have to retain the people during the non-season period. So that is considered as wage. Equal, that is treated on par with basic wage actually. When we say special allowance, yes, I think Maharashtra and Gujarat, they use the term special allowance for referring to the DNS allowance. So it is nothing but when, even though the nomenclature is different, when we say special allowance, it actually refers to DNS allowance or the cost of living allowance. Similarly, with the cases with city compensation, see, it is more for compensation again to meet the cost of living. See, when we say city compensatory allowance, because prevailing rate in that particular city, so to manage that it is paid. So it is again by way of kind of it is in the nature of DNS allowance, right, or cost of living allowance. So that is the reason these are all getting included in the definition of the term wages. Now, so what is not considered as salary? So there are exclusions again. Any other allowance they have mentioned, the value of any house accommodation, any traveling concession, any bonus, any contribution paid by the employer towards any fund, any retrenchment compensation, any gratuity, or any other retirement benefit payable, or any commission payable. All those are very clearly excluded. Again, this is very specifically mentioned in the definition itself. That is 221, right? Exclusion part includes all these things, right? And apart from this, again, you can see subsistence allowance. Again, when we say subsistence allowance, it is the payment which will be made when the person is kept under suspension pending inquiry, right? So normally this will not be considered as salary, but I have put a question mark there because there are contrary views, right? Bombay High Court has said this is not part of wages, but some other high courts like Rajasthan High Court or Gujarat High Court, they have mentioned that subsistence allowance will also be treated as wages for the purpose of bonus, because what their contention is, in fact, the individual employee was willing to work, right? The suspension was made by the employer. So this is to be considered as part of salary. That is the argument. If you ask me personally, I will not agree with that, because this suspension, it is made because of either the person has committed a misconduct, or some misconduct, serious misconduct has been alleged. Only if some seriousness is there in the misconduct, the company will go for suspension of the individual employee immediately pending inquiry, right? That shows the seriousness. So even though it is not because of the employee he's not working, but it is though the employer is doing that, but this is very genuine because of the conduct of the employee, right? So I would say, even if it is suspension pending inquiry, suspension allowance payment, then I think that should not be treated as part of wages. But again, let us understand that there are contrary views. I'll move on. So what is the eligibility condition? So the person, individual employee, should have worked for 30 days minimum, at least in that accounting year, for becoming eligible for payment of bonus. And so when we say working days, so what are all the days which will be included when we say working days? The layoff, days of layoff, leave with salary, and absence due to temporary disablement caused by accident arising out of and in the course of employment. So employment injury, something like that. then maternity leave, right? So all these things maybe will be considered as days work. So all put together, if the person has worked for 30 or more days, then that person will be entitled for payment of bonus for that accounting year.